We're here at the Symphony 7 Property Hub, and today we're talking all things property. Guys, I'd love you to share with us, where's the property market at? What's happening in the property market? And what should buyers and sellers be thinking about? Jessie, we'll start with you. What's going on? What are you guys seeing out there as a legal firm that specializes in the property sector?
I think the thing that I want to put through to people most is deals are still happening and people are still buying and people are still selling. Even throughout the height of COVID, we still saw transactions happening. I think there's going to be a bit of a drop in supply over the next few months, but I still think there's plenty of willing buyers and plenty of willing sellers out there. I encourage people to make sure that they're checking their contracts thoroughly, they're getting their pre-approvals in place before they're buying, and they're doing their homework, and there's good prices if you're a seller, and there's bargains to be had if you're a buyer out there, if you know what you're doing.
Thanks, Jessie. Cynthia, I think that's a great segue to you. You're out there day in, day out, actually inspecting properties. Do you want to tell us, what are you seeing out there?
So, yeah, it's definitely, the properties are moving really, really quickly. If they price right, they're not staying on the market very long. At the moment, stock is low, though I do believe maybe when the JobKeeper ends, we might have more on the market, maybe March, April. But one of the biggest things I would say, as much as properties are selling nicely, is there's so many good opportunities out there that mortgage brokers are a must to even check. If you got a pre-approval previously, a lot of things have happened with the banks. So I would recommend people go back to their mortgage brokers if they've still got time, and make sure that they set up correctly so they can buy well, but make sure that their loan is set up the best way.
I think that's a great segue to you, Maria, if I may. What are you seeing? There's a lot of talk of interest rates. There's a lot of talk of changes in bank policies. What's happening?
There is a fair bit happening, and we're seeing changes on a daily basis. First of all, I'd say there's a lot of pent-up interest in property during Victoria's stage 4 restrictions. You know, we couldn't inspect properties, and while we still had, several hundred properties selling every weekend, it wasn't at the level that, that the demand is at. So we've seen a doubling in property sales. Banks, the Reserve Bank has dropped interest rates. We've now got, a fixed rate starting at 1.99%, which is a huge benefit to people's cash flow at home. It means that, for those years that they're on a very low fixed rate, they can get ahead in their mortgage by making extra repayments. There are a couple of fabulous lenders out there who are doing fixed rates with offset. So, some of those restrictions don't exist that have in the past. And we are seeing that banks, there's a willingness to lend. The amount of information that they're asking for is significantly higher than it was pre-COVID. But, as long as those paperwork requirements can be met, lending is still happening, and it's still very plentiful. The other thing I'd say is that with the low rates at the moment, if you have not refinanced in the last 5 years, you could easily be paying 0.5% above market rates, if not more. So, even if you're not looking at buying, you can improve your situation at the moment by refinancing onto some very low interest rates.
Thank you. Majorly important and useful insights, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.